and welcome back for another episode of Spiritual Time this week. Myself, Kerry, and the beautiful Doric, Sellar of Light, Gladys.
Hi everybody, we're back. Holidays over for a wee while.
Yeah. Yes.
School holidays over for a wee while. So we'll get back into getting some videos put together, eh, Kerry?
Yes, definitely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Important.
Now you see everybody, look, the sun is shining over in Scotland.
Aye, it is. It's a rare occurrence. That's why I am making the most of it. So I've came up here and I've plumped myself in front of the sun so I can get the sun rays and charge my energy at the same time. Awesome.
Well, I was doing that this morning, outside with the kids. Yes, and I'm sitting in the shanty and the sun's beaming through. It's not right or it's kind of at the side at the moment, but later on the day it'll be coming right in here and I'll be flooded as well. So yeah, we need that. We need the sunshine. We need a bit of the golden ball on us.
Exactly. And although it's like in the hotter countries, it would still be freezing where they are with our temperatures. But to us, it's absolutely beautiful and it's bikini weather. So you could
Oh, when they say that much! Oh, come on! Bikini weather! Where'd you get that?
Oh, hold on. Have you not been out in your bikini yet?
I didn't own one. Anyway, I look awful in one. So no. Anyway, you're no closer to the coast than I am. So I don't think it's bikini weather at your bit.
It is. See, it's what you make of the situation. That's what I've always learned. It's what you make of the situation.
Well, that is true.
Get the bikini out and you want to feel it.
Well, since this is the first week back for the school term, of course, my jacket that I wear in the winter, oh my God, it's heavy. Oh!
Is it getting heavier now?
And I was beginning to feel it at the end of the came before I went on holiday. So I've got 3 jackets. So I'm now on the middle one, which is lighter. That's fine. This morning I'm beginning to think, this is getting a bit too warm. I'm going to have to go if there's somebody in yet. Yeah. So I've got 3. Yeah, so I don't know what one I'm going for. But no. It was frosty this morning, but
it was frosty because I heard people scraping their car. I just scraped
the car because I had to get. I went up to the farm this morning, to see the moo cows and get some milk. Well, there was no milk.
What?
No, that's the first time. They're really busy up there. Anyway, but I just scraped the car this morning. But right enough, it was 4-6 o'clock this morning.
Well, no, there's no chance. There's no chance. Surfacing at that time because I don't know about everybody out there. Do you know how our last video we spoke about Ascension symptoms?
Oh, that's right,
Right. Today, I felt really exhausted. Now, I went to my bed at a decent time last night and I could not, for the life of me, get up to my alarm this morning. Just couldn't, right? Really couldn't. And then I looked at my space weather app and we were sitting in a Radio 4 transmission. So there was a solar flare that had erupted off of the sun that was in the direction of Mars. However, there was a wee bit of a filament that was hitting Earth. So we've been hit with a little bit of a solar flare.
Okay.
The Radio 4 transmission is the after effects. So there's lots of energy that comes through from a Radio 4 transmission, radio transmissions. And this is why people are feeling a bit off kilter or they feel a bit giddy or they feel a bit drunk. It actually felt like I woke up with a hangover today.
That's funny because the last 2 mornings I've been waking up with that weird headache as if you've had too much to drink. A bit like a hangover. And last night, oh my God, I was sitting and my son came to visit me and I'm sitting easy and going, Mum, what's wrong with you? I feel exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense then. And he says, what time was you up this morning? And I just laughed. He says, oh, blooming break a day, was it?
I know exactly. And another thing I've noticed as well, right? Past traumas that have happened to my body, okay, and you know one in particular, past traumas that have happened to my body, they're also beginning to flare up again. And I think that's a lot to do with the energy. It's like healing, because we're changing in frequencies. It's the healing process. Our body's going through the healing, because I had a really traumatic birth with Esme, really like horrendous. And it was the most intensified pain I've ever experienced in my life, because the placenta ruptured it tore away. And it was excruciating pain, excruciating. And last Thursday, I re-experienced that same pain, that very same pain, and it got to the point that I couldn't walk, I couldn't stand, I had to crawl on all fours. It was horrendous. Then the next day it was absolutely fine. But it's like I transmuted it. So I basically breathed through it. I never panicked. I didn't get scared. I breathed through the pain. And then I took myself back to that moment to try and heal it to the best that I could. And
Very good.
Yeah, and I've been feeling a little bit of it this week, but not as bad. Does that make sense? So the other day...
This is it. We've all got to heal, to move. It's as simple as that. And leave all that... Sorry, I'm going to say the shit behind us. Go ahead.
We've got to leave the shit behind us in order to move. Yeah, but it's understanding it's not to be scared of it, because I think once you start letting the fear come in, you lose complete control, and you then allow that pain to retake over your body, and then it's a whole downward spiral. It's a whole downward spiral.
It's a fear factor. And I know there's a lot of people been talking to me lately, through the videos and that, but then there's a lot of the people that's been looking at our videos, you know, the ones that I did, near 2 years ago.
No, it was a long time ago. It's
but
wonderful. Thank you guys for doing that, by the way.
I must thank everybody also for the lovely comments that we've been getting the last fortnight. And I'm really touched. The comments are really weird, and I do answer them all, even if it's just with a heart, because I do read them all. I like to ken what yours are said, but also folk have been emailing me and everything, and there's a lot of people still very scared of what's going to be happening. And my thing is, yeah, I'm very old fashioned. I know that I'm not up to the modern stuff like you, McQueen, right? But I think it's just one day at a time.
Yeah.
And I look too far in front.
No.
Because where we're going to be next week.
Right. Now, download, that's interesting that you've just said that. One foot in front of the other, okay? Because what happens is, right, your past is your past.
That's right.
Okay? And what you do in your present moment creates your future. You cannot create your future. You cannot envision your future. Everything you do in this moment in time creates your future. So if you're basically sitting in fear and lack and all these density energies, right, you're going to create that future for you. Now, I was watching an interview the other day, and it was with John Edward. Do you remember John Edward?
Oh, aye.
Right. Now, I recommend everybody to watch this, okay, because he's a psychic medium, and he's very in tune with energies as well. And what he was saying, he explains it so simply and so beautifully that once he was explaining this stuff, I went, oh my God, why did I think of it in that way and manner? And that's one thing he said, your past is your past.
Right.
Your presence is your presence, okay? And what you create in your present, you cannot create your future. You can't go into the future because the future hasn't happened yet.
Right.
He said, create your future in your present moment. Never look in the future. Never, never, never.
Right.
Only
past
is. He's like, just always remain in your present. So I've been doing that. I've been doing that this week, and I've like, if I see it myself, because I'm painting and everything at the moment, right? And I'm like, okay, so next year I would hope to be doing this, that, and the other. But I'm like, no, hold on a minute. No. Focus on doing the best that you can. Come from your heart.
One thing at a time.
One thing at a time. Just do what you can at the moment. Because when you start putting expectations on yourself, you create a future that's all over the place, and it's all like it's. And if your mind's not clear, and if your heart's not cured, and blah blah blah, God knows what will happen. So right now, I'm really learning not to be hard on expecting to have this painting finished by tomorrow, but I hope to have it finished by next week. Does that make sense?
Okay. That's okay.
Yeah, and I've noticed as well, and I wonder if everybody else out there is the same. I keep saying, I need to do this. I need. And I was like, whoa, and I'm more aware. Down, and now I understand what you meant by my brain goes 1,000 miles per hour. Like, it really does. Because I've noticed, like, I can't sit at peace, and then I'm looking around going, I need to do that, and I need to do that, and I need to do that, and I need to do that. Oh, God, I need to do that.
No, that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
It's so bad. And I can't where you're going for that, because I used to be like I'm terrible. And I would say, right, I need to do this. But now I didn't even think about it. I didn't say I need to do it. Like, for instance, yesterday I was really busy because being back at the school and that, I've still got fit for 100. And my greenhouse, the seeds need watering. And I know they're needing watering. And I just came out and I just looked at the greenhouse and off I went and done it. I didn't say I need to do it. Do you see what I'm getting at? You just do it.
You just do it. But another thing I've done as well, instead of saying I need, right, I've started saying I will. So I will.
Well is more positive than need.
Oh, need is needy. Yeah, needy is greedy. That's what I find. Needy is greedy, right? I will is affirming that you will do it, but in your own time. I'm learning.
Last night I had a reading with a chap. He's done my course. I haven't spoken to him for a while, but he asked if he could have a reading. So I says, oh, and it was really nice. It's nice catching up. We've kind of focused on this head for a while. And because I said, what do you want a reading for? And he goes, I really just want to hear what you're going to say to me. I goes, oh, aye. And I goes, is it kick up a bum time? And he just laughed, you see. But anyway, what it was, he's got promotion, which is great. I'm really chuffed for him because he deserves it.
Yeah.
But he's looking too far in front of himself. And he's getting himself so whacked up that it's going to cause problems with the family. So I say to him, right, first of all, slow it down, take a step back. If you feel you're going too far in front, stop, step back. Do you need to do that? Think about, and I say, you always think about the present, because tomorrow never comes. It's always the present.
It's always the present.
It's always the present. Tomorrow never comes. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Yes, fine. But then tomorrow is the present.
Yeah, and if you're putting, like the guy that had the reading with you, if you're trying to get things done for the future, you're putting that expectation on you. Now you're putting too much expectation on yourself. And then if you don't achieve that expectation, you're lowering your vibration because you're then beginning to feel. So that's why it's really important that
And he's got a very important job. I can't tell you what it is. He's got a really important job. And the thing is, Ken, he's put, and I says to him, you're putting up too much on your shoulders. I says, step back, take time for yourself. And I told him who you should be going to talk to and all the rest of it. But time we were finished, he says, he says, I love it when I speak to you. But he says, you just bring me back to earth.
Oh, that's good.
And I says, you're looking too far to do in the future. Yeah. I says, if you feel you need to do that, What you also could do is take your diary or take the calendar and say, right, I'm going to give myself to that date. Okay? I'm not going to look on any further than that date. So it could be maybe 2 weeks away. All right? That's not too far in the future, you see. 2 weeks isn't that bad. Like you're saying next week, you would like to have your picture finished, right? You can look at that. You've got a date. And I bet you'll do it, because the minute you put a date onto something, a time on it, universe and everybody there says, okay, oh, so Kerry wants this done by next week. Okay, we will make sure that the path is clear and everything that needs to be done can be done and our picture can get finished.
Yeah.
The date. You've got a finishing time. A finishing time is a good thing, because you're not saying to yourself, right, I need this done. I want it done by next year. Okay, next year, there's 12 months in a year. So what month are you picking?
Aye, exactly.
The universe doesn't care. Your guides didn't care. They didn't care what you're talking about. Because, well, next week, okay. So you pick a date next week. You say, right, I want it done for the end of next week. So we'll say Thursday. And Thursday next week, right? Or, as I was saying to my friend last night, give a date, but didn't mark it too far in the future. You take it as can. Give yourself what you think. And he says he thinks you'll do that, and you've got something to work at. Plus, your guides in the universe says, okay, there's the date. Hallelujah. And I do that all the time. If there's something that I need to be done, or I'm wanting something done, I always use dates.
Yeah.
Okay, when that date comes up, and I'll have it and I'll write it into my diary. Right, okay, right, this is happening. Okay, right. I need to work to that date.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of times everything has happened the way I want it. Because the universe, your guides not know that's when you want something done by.
Yeah.
And that way it's looking into the future, but you're giving it a final date.
Yeah, you're giving
still taking it to the present.
Yeah, you are.
You understand what I mean?
And I've also said to myself, it'll be finished when it's finished. Does that make sense? I'm not rushing it.
No, there's no rushing it. There's no rushing it.
And do you know what?
Yes, but you can get that feeling that you know that something's going to end on a certain time.
Yeah.
And it's got instinct.
Yes.
You know that that's going to happen. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But also, because it's a painting that you're doing, right? You can focus it, right? I'm finished. Then you go away and you come back and you think, do I need to touch that up? Do I need to add this?
A nightmare for that. I know I'm going to be a nightmare for that.
But then, this is when you have to take control of yourself, right? Because you've got to decide, is it finished? And if it comes back saying, yes, it's finished, you leave it alone. You put it away, right?
Yeah.
But if it comes back and you're thinking, I'm not too sure, go away, leave it for a couple of days, and then go back and ask a question.
Well, I can say, before we came on here, I introduced Gladys, Maggie, to my painting, didn't I?
Ah, you did.
Introduced you, and he's awesome.
Yeah, but you better not say too much.
No, I won't say too much, but when it's finished, okay, and I'm ready to showcase it to the world, I will. But it's exciting.
Oh, aye. And the reaction I got, I gave when I didn't think it was going to happen.
No,
you were gobsmacked.
I was gobsmacked. So it's confirmation to me that it's made of powerful stuff, and that's all I need to say.
I said to him, I wish I could see your painting. I'll just put it to your phone, Ma. Aye, okay. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. It really is amazing. You've got a talent there, quite, Ken, and it's going to prove a biggie.
Yeah.
You know? But again, it's not looking too far in the future with it.
No, it's not. It's not looking too far in the future, and I am excited about it. But I think
you should be.
We've all got our own we're all talented at something, because it's all something that's within us, our creator inside of us. So I'm good at art. You're good at your gardening and flowers and plants. Is it horticulture? So you're good at your talent, if you know what I mean. So everybody's got their own little niches and their own little talents.
Right, that's right.
It's fine.
And even gone doing the spiritual side. As I keep saying, we're all like a jigsaw puzzle. We've all got our own little bit on that path of spirituality. if that's what you want to call it. And we just walk away until we connect in with somebody else, and that bit fits in, and then another bit fits in, until we all see why we all do our own little bits, like I'm working with the guys and I do my development and all my little bits and pieces. But then it all comes together as one big picture.
Yeah, it does.
And that is when all our little bits and pieces all come together. And that's why I like it. Because, like, I did a one-to-one. I'm doing a one-to-one development. I was just doing it before. I just finished with the second week with the lassie, just before we did this.
Okay.
And she was so excited. And then a week, the difference in her in a week is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just sparkling. And then that's no week, and that's what I love about it, you know. Ken, and I says to her, and that's what I says to her, because she was on about, I said, why are you worrying about? Because I could see in her aura she was worrying about something. And she says to me, I'm worried I get this wrong. And I looked at her, I said, right, let's get that out of your head for starters. Because in a spiritual path, there's no right and there's no wrong. And she says, how can that be? I said, because we've all got our own special ways of going. What's right for me and how I do it, somebody else could do the same thing, but in a different way. It's right for them. I says, there's no right and there's no wrong with spirituality, because we've all got our own ways of doing things and we're all unique. So, that's when we come together. And I explained it to her, and she says, that makes a lot of sense. I says, I can't be a right and a wrong, because where I do something, somebody might be doing the same thing, but slightly different.
Slightly different.
It's right for me, but the way I do it might not be right for that other person.
Okay.
They did their way.
Well, that makes sense.
Be a right or a wrong.
No, it's what resonates with you. It's what sits with you.
It's like, and how you deal with things.
Yeah, and it's also using your discernment as well. So, like the Ascension process, right? You would probably have a complete different perspective to what's going on in the world, what's happening with the world. Does that make sense? To what my perspective is. But the trick is honouring each and everyone's perspective when it comes to that. Does that make sense? It's honouring. It's not...
Right. Well, you and I were visiting a special friend of yours last weekend, remember? And I was speaking to the husband, okay, in the kitchen. Food, I'm there, get in there. Yeah. And he asked me a question. And I says to him, because he was on about the what I call the blueprint, or your path, your road you go down and all that. And I says to him, right, I'm going to say it this way, right? And he says, what? I says, right, we're bathing in Veruri, and by the way, anybody who doesn't care where we are, it's a place in Aberdeenshire. And we want to go to Aberdeen. We get on a bus. You take one bus and I take the other. Now, there is a straight road to Aberdeen, but there's also other roads you can go to Aberdeen. So you go your road and I'll go mine. Now, on that journey, you're going to get off the bus and you're going to want to do your thing. And you will be doing this and you'll be doing that. And you'll be speaking to this person, you'll be speaking to that person. On my route to Aberdeen, I'll be doing the same, but in my way. Whatever needs to be done, I'll do it. Now, come time, and this is the only thing we do not know. Come time, we'll all reach Aberdeen bus, because we're heading for Aberdeen. We're going to hit the bus station, because that's the terminus, right? We've got to hit that. I could get there before you, but I'll be there waiting. And we'll all get there at some stage, and we'll all meet up again. I said, you can lose people on this path. You can be on your route, you can be saying, okay, all right, I didn't need that person anymore, but you'll still meet up with that person come time at a destination, which in our case is going to be Aberdeen bus station. Well, he started laughing, but then he thought about it and goes, Kenneth, that's a good way of describing it.
Yeah, that is a good way of describing it. That is a good... So listen, see, can I ask you something?
Go on then.
Your guides, right? So if you know how you can tune into your guides and everything, and if you hear a bit of information, right, that you're not really like sure whether it's true or not, right?
Right.
Well, you ask your guide about that. Can your guide tell you whether it's true or not? Or does he have to leave that for you to understand? Does that make
It's for
sense?
you to understand.
Right, so your guide can't pop in and say, well, by the way, you're wrong, this is actually true. Does that make sense?
They could maybe pick now, they wouldn't use that word.
Right, because...
now why did you maybe rethink it? But anyway, but the thing is, they can't tell you what's right and wrong because they're taking away your free choice. And they're not allowed to.
Right, okay. Now that makes sense. Right, okay. Okay, no, that's...
Because you'll also have to remember, your guide has already walked the earth plane at some stage, right? So they've already had their life. They're now here to take you on the path, on your bus route to Aberdeen.
Yeah, okay.
I'll have to go to Aberdeen bus station next.
So if you're in America, Australia, New Zealand, you're on a bus to Aberdeen, by the way. You're going through water, tunnels, you name it. You're on a bus, but you're going to get to Aberdeen at some bloody point. Okay? Is that what we're saying? And we'll all be waiting in Aberdeen. Why we're choosing fucking Aberdeen, I'll never know. But it'll be a fair change for Aberdeen. It's named for Scotland.
Well, exactly. We'll try and provide the sunshine. Right. Right, back there. So, your guide, they've had their time, they've had their life. So all they're here is technically to guide you on that path, to maybe put things in your way to make you open your eyes, to make you think about things. Okay? Like when I'm working with my guides, I sometimes think, well, you bloody just tell me. It would make my life a lot easier. But then sometimes you will get the answer. But they will never tell you that you're right or wrong.
Okay. Okay.
So my lot have never done that. Okay?
Right, okay, because like that's always...
I might get a pat on the back.
Yeah.
Or a thumbs up as much as, well, you did that right. Okay? But if they feel I've done something wrong, you learn for that, you see?
Right.
Now, you only learn for the wrong thing. You never, if you think about it, how many times do you, hold on a minute, I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, sure.
There. How many times is it that you've learned, you've done something really good, and you really learn from it? You learn about yourself when you get in yourself in a muddle, or you get yourself in a bit of a mess.
Right, okay.
Yes, you ask your guides to help you, and they will show you a way, and they will maybe put things into you. They'll never tell you, because I wish they would tell me things. Exactly what I'm doing. Eh? Like, the problem, if we go back to the biggest thing it ever did for me, was to show what my ex-husband was doing. And they were just showing me the pictures. It was up to me to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm getting at? Because I asked him, I said, what's he up to? And in my heart of hearts, I think I knew. Right? But I needed the proof. And I like to see proof in my hand. Or, I am very much saying, like, you have to prove things to me, right? But that's the way I work, right? So they proved to me what he was doing. Now, I could have got in the car and I could have went where he was. But because I trust what messages that they were showing me, it was up to me. Do I go? They didn't tell me I have to go follow. They didn't tell me I have to go and do this. I decided I'll just stay where I was. Because that was enough for me. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I see what you're getting at. So, do you know with what's going on in the world and everybody's vibrations are raising, etc., right? I've noticed recently that there's this huge separation going on at the moment, right? And it's a huge separation that's going on between the awakened and the unawakened that I'm feeling at the moment, okay? So, in what way could you look at, say that your family, because I've noticed right now there's a lot of families out there, right? And there's one awakened person in this family, okay? And the rest of them are asleep, right? And what would your advice, okay, 'cause whether it's right or wrong, there's no right or wrong, we've just explained that, okay? What would your advice be to someone that's awake and feel that they are being not alone, but feel that they're not being heard, they're not being understood? Because there is, like, I'm seeing it everywhere. I'm seeing it everywhere.
I know what you're getting at. I know what you're getting at.
Right.
The thing is, I'm going to be honest with you. I've got members of my family that are not awakened.
Yeah.
They don't think I'm nuts. But what I didn't do, I didn't go on and on and on of what's going on.
Right.
I suppose I keep counselling in a way. I step back and I kind of think to myself, well, if I was in your position and I didn't care what was going on, thinking, okay, they've kind of lost the plot, huh? What would I do? I think I would just say, okay, voice my opinion. I'd say, right, you're off your nut. What are you talking about? So then that would bring them in to say to me, well, this is what I believe in. Because it doesn't matter how many people's wakened and how many people's no wakened. Not everybody's going to be wakened for this journey.
Right.
Right? And that's what I believe in. So like myself, no, I maybe shouldn't say this, but I'm going to have to, I'm being probed to say it, so I'm going to do it. I don't think I'm going to be on the same journey as all you lot. Yeah. I'm awakened. I am very awake. And I know what's happening. And I've got my own personal beliefs, which we all have. Right? But one thing that I keep getting shown is if I will be here to help those that are not awakened.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to be. This is just the way I see it.
No.
The way things are working. Because the amount of people that are coming to me and saying to me, I don't believe in all this, what they're all saying, Ken. And I'll say, what are they saying? And things about, Ken, all the things that's been in the media. And I can't put on YouTube and watch certain things because I don't believe in it. And I said, but that's all right. Mm-hmm. It's no right nor wrong.
No, it's what?
But what about this fifth dimension thing? What about all these dimensions and all that, Ken? And I'll say, look, if you're happy where you are, that's you.
The best way to say is it's what you understand. Exactly. So what someone else understands it to be 5D, it could mean something completely different to your understanding. Does that make sense? 5D is only literally a label that has been put on it. And a label is basically what we've all been programmed to learn and understand. That everything in front of us has to have a label. Right? And it's understanding that, no, that's not the case. It's what you understand it to be without a label. Does that make sense?
Exactly. Yes, I will say to people, yes, it's vibrations. It's all to do how you feel in that vibration. If you feel as if you're awake, you're floating, or everybody feels everything differently. So I can only describe things. It's like when I'm working with my guides and I'm explaining to people about working with guides. I can only explain it from my point of view. I can't explain it from your point of view, Kerry, because I don't understand how it works with you, right? Does that make sense?
No, it makes sense. And that's why it's really important that when you follow people like Gladys or like myself or anybody else out there, when you follow those people, right, it's what you take it for you to understand, okay? Right? And it's what you put into your own perspective. So literally you don't have to go, oh, I'll follow them because I think they're right. Does that make sense? No. It's sit in your gut and it's what you believe to be. Does that make sense?
Right. Now, I do I didn't really follow anybody.
Right, okay, so you follow yourself. And that's absolutely fine too.
I maybe go in and look at something and I'll think, oh, I didn't like that. If I feel, oh, and there's a lot of that by me, I just shut it off. I wanna sit through something. If I feel uncomfortable, I will not stay in anything. I listen to me. And that's why I think lately I've been having a lot of people wanting to do the one-to-ones, and obviously they want to care about their guides and all that, right? And how to work with their guides. But I was saying this lassie the day, because she was on about it. I says, you'll have to remember, because they're saying, how can you be so clear with your guide and your guides? I guess, well, one, my age. Two, I've been doing it a long, long time. And you are only on the journey, right? So when you're on the journey, I can only say how it feels with me. But I says I know people it can be instant. And I know some people it's taken them years before something has clicked.
Yeah.
But you're on the journey. And this is the thing. You're on that bus, right? You're on the bus of whatever you want to be. And you're already on it. And then it's just taking its time to take you to the next step, to see what's going to be around that bend, or what's in that, what's the next stop. And then things will start clicking in.
Things will start.
I can only help people, and I say this to everybody. It's ever done my class, and you ken this. I didn't let their hands go. I'm there. If there's anything, give me a buzz. I had one lassie just now. She emailed me the other day because she's stuck. And she did my class and she's been doing really well. Something's blocked her. She doesn't care what it is. And I can't get a hold of her now though. Someone's blocked the two of us or something working. But we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Yeah. And then again, oh my God, okay? Because I've emailed her, emails have come back. Texts, they've come back. Saying they're not been delivered, right?
Yeah.
I've even tried phoning her. The phone isn't being answered. And I'm sitting in my roomie here and I'm thinking, okay, is she to find this out herself? Without my help?
Yeah.
Or where I could take her?
Yeah.
So, Ken, it all depends on yourself. We're all on the journey. Okay? We're all on a journey. We're on a spiritual journey. But some people are further up on the journey than others. Mm-hmm. I feel, personally, I'm in the middle. That's how I feel. And I'm happy where I am at the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Just because of what's been happening lately, especially in the last year with the COVID, and folk have been phoning and speaking to me and all the different things, right? And people are now wanting to ken more. And they want to ken their guides. They want to ken what do I do next? All I can do is take them by the hand and say, right, let's see what your psychic side's like. Let's see what you can connect in with. Let's see what energies you're feeling. And then they get used to that, they'll get on to something else. Because another door will open. Okay. Will I be in that door? I don't know. Yeah. But they always can. If there's a problem, come back and we'll walk again and we'll try it again.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why that's why I think I'm not stuck. Nobody will tell me I'm stuck because I can go when I want to. Right? But I feel I'm a helper. I feel I'm here to help the people that, as you are talking about, in the family that are no wakened. And there is a few of my lot, aren't they? I shouldn't laugh. But the way I see it, if they're going to wake it up, they will.
Yeah.
You know? That something will trigger it. You can't, and I'm very much, I don't like keep going on to people. This is it, and this is that. No. And shouting at folk. That's not me.
It's all it's all labels, if you know what I mean. And
yes.
When you're in tune with your own spirituality, right, and your own energy, you then know, you can then pick up what's going on in the world and you put it in your own words, okay?
Exactly.
Yeah. Because
exactly.
Quite a lot of people were following the word before R, okay? The word before R.
I've lost you.
The alphabet, let's alphabet, okay? And what comes before R? Don't say it, but what comes before R? Say it in your head.
Oh, yes, okay, right, got you now.
Got me, okay? So quite a lot of people have been following that, etc. And that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine because that's what it feels right for me, for them. For me, no. I used to, when I went down the rabbit hole, okay, I admit it. But then I took a step back from that, and now I'm in tune with my own energy. I see it from all different perspectives, okay, and I trust what I pick up from my higher self in my guides. I don't need that confirmation out there to say this is what's happening, if you know what I mean. And sometimes there's dates and everything that's been put on this sort of information that's out there at the moment, and then it doesn't happen.
Yes, well, look at last year.
Yeah, well, I wonder, and in my mind, okay, that's maybe been designed in a way. Now, listen, okay, you don't like what I'm saying,
That's okay.
but it's maybe been designed in a way to lower people's vibrations and to put expectations, okay?
And the fear factor.
And the fear factor, exactly, okay? So I've always wondered about what this was all about, okay? And that's why I took a step back. And then I just went with my own gut, my own intuition, my own beliefs. I see things for what they are. I pick up for what they are, whether it's right, it's wrong in other people's world, then that's fine. But I know what's right and wrong for me and what I believe and what I don't believe in. And I respect.
This is why I say to people, if you're not happy about something and you think it's or something wrong, why don't you say, well, give me the proof? And then I can tell me, you can go onto the internet and check it out yourself. That's no proof. Proof comes where the person put it onto the internet. So you've got to find that person that actually started it off, right? They should have the proof of what's going on, then, but that'll never be found, right?
Right.
So, and I will not believe anything until I've got solid proof.
Right.
And that's me. I like proof.
Yeah. So, and okay.
But it's at their own. Yeah, you can. See, the internet's great, right? And I do agree. And this last year, you ken me. I'm learning things, but I can look up things.
But proof. Can I say something here, right? We always need proof. Is proof not a programming that we've all been taught to understand? So, right, we could argue that the unawakened can say they don't believe in the spiritual world because they need proof. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes, that's happened to me already.
Right? But isn't that a programming proof? Because
yeah,
the programming, in my opinion, okay.
I can see what's coming with that.
Right. The proof is always within your own gut, your solar plexus. That should be your proof, not evidential proof, because that's a program.
But some people need that. See? And then they can move on to something else. That's what I'm saying. There's no right and there's no wrong. I prefer, if I get a gut instinct, oh, to me that's shite. Well, it's shite and that's end it. All right? But I do like to see where things comfy.
Okay.
Because you know what I mean? That's interesting. Because who puts all the shite on the internet?
No, exactly. Yeah, I agree with you there. I do agree with you there. But if you kick out the fact that you need proof,
I know where you're going.
Your eyes can see, like your senses, and if you just tuned into your own gut, your solar plexus, then you'll understand what the proof is because you'll feel it, right?
And but then the unawakened ones, they didn't understand that. You know, they didn't understand about the gut. They maybe think they get this weird feeling, and they think, oh, okay, I don't get what that was for.
But that's because, right, and we all know this, right, everybody watching this understands this, and you can't argue this, okay? We've all been programmed to believe in things that aren't real. So what we consider that, like, the mystical in the 3D world, the mystical and the magical and all that, it's all made up and it's not real. But on our world, it's very real. Okay,
Real, exactly.
I believe it that life form is the magical, the mystical, the blah blah blah. Okay, and the 3D world out there is the complete, utter story. It's a story. It's a theatre show. Does that make sense? That's what
right.
Right. Okay.
And that is why people label us as freaks.
Well,
We are.
yeah.
Then fine, it's a label. Take it off. Eh? If that's how you see me, I'm all right about that. Doesn't bother me one way or another. You know, I know myself, and I know what I believe in, and I know what path I'm on, and I know that whatever I'm doing, I do for my best, and I do for the best of mankind, and I do it with love and love for my heart. And if everybody just listened to their heart and their gut, goodness, we'd be in a hell of a better place.
Your heart is basically your power center. That is. And people just see it as just an organ. It is the most important part of your core energetic body. Without your heart, you cannot have a magnetic field, okay? Like Mother Gaia, the core is her heart. Without the core, there's no energetic field, okay? So that's your energetic field, your heart, okay? And
that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, you know, well, if you think about it, for us to move to spirit, our heart has to give up.
Yeah.
Or to release the spirit.
Yeah.
You know, the heart is the most. I sometimes feel sorry for the heart because it does so much blooming work, and it doesn't always get credit for all the good work it does.
Well, physically,
it does so much good.
Yeah, energetically and physically, and that's why you need to take care of your energy, and you also need to take care of your body. Says me. But anyway.
Hey, listen, talking about that, I've lost 9 pounds.
Well done. Well done.
And I'm still eating bits of chocolate.
That's good. That is really good. I don't even know myself anymore. Do you know what?
Yes, but this is it. Like the amount of times over the years that I've took my weight into, and I've lost weight and all the rest of it, but I was piled on. This time it feels different, right? I'm not doing any, what we call it, better watch. I can't really say because there's a lot of diets out there, isn't there? So I'm not going to mention names, right?
Right, okay.
Been doing that road, done all that, and I've got a lot of t-shirts for that one.
You never go there. No,
it doesn't, because it just all piles back on. When you think you've got your weight, that all just goes back on again.
Right.
But this time, I'm back to my fruit, by the way, and I'm not been eating I'm not been eating so many grapes. Okay, right.
So you've no shit yourself recently, then? Sorry, Ma. I had to say it.
I was trying to be polite there, miss. You know?
Well, there's no politeness with us. Come on. We're straight to the point. If anybody needs us, we're as raw can get. That's all we're a bit polite when we record, but in real life, we just say it how it actually is.
But then that's us being true to ourselves.
Yeah.
No airs or graces.
No. And we are true to ourselves here. We're just mindful. But then
we're very mindful, and I will apologise. I would never ever want to upset anybody. And if I have said something that you didn't like, I apologise.
No. Take that back. Cancel that. Right? Don't apologise. No, you should never, ever have to apologise for who and what you are and what you believe in. So take that back. Sorry, guys.
Okay, I apologise. Okay, right. Okay. I know what you mean. But you get what I'm like.
Yeah, because this is something that I used to do, right? You know yourself. I'd say sorry for even looking at somebody. Oh, I'm sorry. Because of the way I was programmed. Does that make sense? And I was programmed because I felt like an outsider, and whatever I did or whatever I said was the wrong thing. Does that make sense? But you stand in your goddamn power, right?
That's right. Yes, I agree there. And I do stand in my own power. I do stand in my own power. And I do. And I love life. And the reason, well, let's get back to this diet thing, because it's not a diet. It's just a change of way of life. Because the last month, since I did have to run to the toilet, and that was the start of it all, I have changed my ways. I still like my food. And yes, and I will eat what I want. But I'm doing things in moderation now.
Yeah.
And I didn't even, and the last days I'll look back and I'll think, I didn't even realise I did that. It seems like there's been a switch put in inside of me, and it's like somebody else is doing the cooking. It's like somebody else is doing it for me.
It could be Dr. Sam.
It could be Dr. Sam, because he's been fed up over the years with me. But I think I would feel his energy if it was. But it's like I've just changed the way I'm doing things, and I'm loving it. You know, I'm not hungry as much as I used to be. I'm just taking it as it comes, and that's it.
Okay.
You know, and in the last month I've lost 9 pounds.
Well done. You've probably You've lost 9. I've probably gained 9 to eat all the bloody Easter eggs.
Well, that's the Easter egg girls gave me, I only finished that the other day.
Did you? See? See next year. I'm going to say, right, I'm going to have to be careful with what I ask for next year, because I asked for a crunchy egg. I ended up with like 5 eggs. I only wanted 1 egg, so I'm going to have to put it out there next year and be more specific with what I request.
Well, the egg the girls gave me, and the wee egg at this size, when I showed you on the video, that one of the wee boys at school gave me. And that's all I had. And I was so happy, so delighted. But it took me near 3 weeks to deal with that. And normally, I would have had them eaten over the weekend, or the Easter weekend. No, I just thought, no, I didn't want that just now.
No.
And I just was picking away to it, before. So there's something definitely within me changed. And I think it's because I'm feeling, how am I going to put this? I'm feeling me now, you know. I've went through a lot of crap in the last few years, and I think I know I've come through it. Does that make sense?
No, you have. You've come through it. You came out the other end. You went through all that shite, and you came out the end sparkling.
There you go.
Yeah. You're like a dice that fell down the sewer, and it went through its journey through all the sewer tunnels, and you came popping out at the end and fell into the sea of beautiful crystalline water, and you're now this strong, powerful, sovereign person that will never, ever, ever apologise to anyone ever again. Yes?
Okay, right, yes. I've definitely landed in something.
No, you have. You landed in beautiful, crystalline, clear water. It's full of diamonds. No, you have.
It is funny how one thing can change everything.
Yeah.
When you sort something out, or something has changed, another door's opened, or another door's closed, and you take the courage and you walk through that door, or that gate, whatever it is that's open for you, and things move on. You know, I'm so looking forward to the next couple of weeks. I don't care, something major will happen. Maybe I shouldn't say this in this program, but anyway, okay. I keep getting a sense that something's going to happen, but I don't care what.
Like something big, something like energetically, or
this is what I don't know. So when I get them feelings, I'll just sit and I think, okay, I'll just hang on fire just now. And I'll say to Wiz and them, okay, why am I feeling this? And normally I get wait and see. They deny I was giving them information because they're not allowed to, you see.
Wait,
right? Wait and see. And then I'll go back, whatever. Whatever. That's very used to me, but whatever. And I think it's a lot to do because I never used to be very patient. And I reckon in the last couple of years, I've learned that. It took a bloody long time, but I've learned to be patient.
Oh, God.
And again, I think having the lockdown and that in the last year, that's helped a lot of people to be patient. Because when you're patient, the good always happens.
Well, yeah, that's true. Because you're trusting.
Yeah. Well, you kidding me? I trust. I trust my guys. And but I just feel there's something a way to change, but I don't know if it's in the energy or what. So I'll just wait and see. Whatever it's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be magical and beautiful, and it's going to do everybody the world of good. Now there you go.
Good. Because I think like right now with everything that's going on with the world at the moment, and sorry, but the control that's been put on everybody, right? And there has been control.
Oh, I agree with that.
Yeah. I think like I was sitting in the pyramid today, and I asked how the collective was feeling, and all I heard was very tired, very tired with how
there's a lot of tiredness.
Very tired, like to the point where you know your phone battery, like you're on that very thin red line now. That's the way I felt. That's the way I've seen it. And I'm learning how to do this. I'm learning how to do this in my pyramid. I just click into things and I ask. That's when I start asking questions. So this is all new to me, and I'm trying to do it every day, right? Because remember how I said instead of looking for outside reassurance, I'm trusting what I get now, right? I'm not looking for that confirmation. I'm not looking for that, you know, like when stuff can happen. I'll be told when it's going to happen because I'll feel it, right?
Well, that's like you. I've got a feeling in the next couple of weeks or so, something's about to happen.
Yeah, and I just seen that it's very, very thin at the moment. Very thin at the moment. Yeah, it's there's lots of things that I've seen in the passing that could pop off in the next couple of weeks. But again, I'm just going with what.
The thing is, it's just back to what we were saying a wee minute ago was one day at a time.
One day at a time. So guys, listen. Don't look forward, okay? Don't just live in your present moment. Don't put expectations on dates.
Like with me saying I feel there's something happening in 2 weeks, I'll just sit and wait. Because if it's going to happen, it'll happen.
Yeah. It'll happen.
And I believe in that. But I'll tell you something I've noticed on the last 2 days. Because we've had so much, the weather here in Scotland's been, well, the northeast of Scotland has absolutely been wonderful. And the amount of people when I'm watching the parents taking the kids to school and that, you know, at the crossing. Oh my goodness, they're all smiles. Doesn't the sun warm you up? Lovely, because I'm no joking, it is amazing, and that lifts your vibration.
Yeah,
you know? That lifts the collective. Okay, even if the sun was only shining on the northeast of Scotland. If we're all smiling, that smile goes out into the universe. It covers the whole world.
Yeah, it does. Like you said, I think you mentioned this on the last video, like one smile, one person, it's like a chain reaction. It's a chain reaction, and it just keeps going. Yeah.
And I love seeing that. I love it. You know? I just love that, to see everybody smiling and chatting and just enjoying life.
Yeah, so just live in your present moment.
Live in your present moment. You know, whatever's going to be, will be. And there's not much we can change about certain things. You know, no. So you just have to be positive with yourself. Look after your family, even those ones that are no weekend. Okay? Just give them a boozy. Give them a wee cuddle. And reassure you're still the same person. And that's what I try and do. I am me. But yes, my family mean a lot to me. Even the ones that are kind of, well, still sleeping, right? they're my family. They always will be, no matter where I am. Okay? And what vibration I'm on, they're still my family. And I'll always be there for them, sleeping or not. Okay? And if they want to come on the same journey as me, follow my bus if they want to, fine. I'll take their hand and I'll be there. But if they want to stay where they want to stay, that's their choice.
Yeah, that's their choice.
But they're still going to be my family. They're still going to be my friends. You know? And a lot of people say, oh, you're going to be left behind, you've got to be left behind. So I'm going to see it in that way. Nobody will be left behind.
No.
Because there's always going to be people like myself who will be staying to keep an eye on them.
That all makes sense to me now, what you just said there.
Well, we'll get to finish on that note then.
Yeah, we will finish on that note. It's been an interesting conversation today. I've enjoyed this one. Not that I don't enjoy any of the other ones, but this one I think is it's helped me as well to understand.
We never care what we're going to be talking about,
No.
really, unless something's come up and we need to discuss something, right? And that's what's, to me, a spiritual path's all about.
Yeah.
You know, we're all individual. We've all got what we need. We've all got things that's going on in our life. You know, if it's within family, if it's just ourselves. Because there's also a lot of people that didn't have anybody.
No.
You know?
But
yeah?
they watch us.
Yes, well, this is it. But you see what I'm getting? Everybody's got their own little stories to tell. They've got their own little paths to go. And whatever happens, well, there's always somebody there to hold their hand. And that's why I feel, and I felt this, I think, all year as well, that whatever I'm meant to be, whatever I'm meant to be doing, it's not just helping those that are awakened. It's to be there just to help everybody else that's still sleeping. And if that's what I'm meant to do, I'm quite happy, bring it on. So on that note, I think we're just going to say, because Kerry is now in that thoughtful mood. I can see it in her eyes. So everybody out there, okay, just follow your gut instinct for us, right? And remember and comment, because I really do love reading your comments.
Oh, yeah.
And I do love reading them, yeah. With my coffee in the mornings, usually when I'm reading them. But wherever you are in this world, we love you. So take care of yourself. Remember, subscribe and tell all your chummies as well. And don't forget that important thing is ring that bell. So ring that bell. Ring that bell. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Bye for now, everybody. Cheerio.
That's